Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. I am Carol Howell, your host, and today we're going to talk about a subject I'm very fond of, eating. This is my mama, Vera, and she is my heart, and she's the reason that Senior Life Journeys Let's Talk Dementia was started almost 8 years ago now, Mama. And it happened because of your diagnosis of, what were you diagnosed with? You remember? What?
I can't remember.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
And because you have Alzheimer's, you have also what? Dementia?
Yes.
Yeah. So Mama has advanced stage Alzheimer's right now, and as of about summertime of this year, as we're recording this, it's week before Christmas in 2017. So somewhere around July, August, September, we saw Mama's dementia advance quite a bit, and she started having more issues, and she would enter what I call the late stages of Alzheimer's, where things are truly more difficult for you than they have been in the past. And one of the things that I've noticed about Mama is she has problems eating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you started up her face a little bit there. Tell me about that. Tell me what it feels like when you go to the dining room at your assisted living and you've got a plate of food in front of you. Tell me about that.
I say, goodness gracious, where's the food?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's not there.
Sometimes it's not there and they haven't brought it to you yet?
Yeah.
Okay. But when they bring it to you and they put a plate in front of you, you'll have a plate of food and you'll have a dessert and a cup of milk, because Mama's a big milk drinker,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a soup, right? What does it feel like to have that food in front of you when you sit down there?
I never thought that much about it. I just feel like, okay, I've got food in front of me, so eat it and be thankful you got it.
But do you eat it?
Most of the time not.
Most of the time not. That's correct.
I eat part of it because that's all I want.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think it is that you don't want to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Any idea? No? Well, let me help you understand. Go ahead.
I wonder if the polio had anything to do with
Polio
it.
had anything? Mama had polio as a child, and that's a good question, Mama. I don't know the answer to that. Mama's claim to fame was she actually was quarantined with her sisters in the world-famous Biltmore House in Asheville, North Carolina, with polio until they all recovered, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what she lived in at the Biltmore House was nothing as beautiful as what it is now, obviously, but that's her claim to fame.
It was pretty, but
It wasn't what it is today.
Oh, no.
No, yeah.
No.
So, Mom, I don't know, but what I do know is Alzheimer's tells your brain, tells your belly that you're not hungry. Did you know that? Yeah.
well, it makes good sense.
Because as we've talked about, our brain controls everything about our being. And your brain will tell your belly you're hungry before your belly will start growling. Your brain has already discerned that you're hungry. So the brain sends the message to the belly, and the belly tells you that you're hungry.
Then there's this little fella that just gets on your mind and thinks, well, okay, you have to eat everything, so let's talk about this and that, and it makes something sweet.
The little fella gets on your
The
mind.
little fella gets on my nervous system.
Well, your little fella that gets on your mind generally does tell you you want something sweet, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So which would you rather have, a salad or a cookie?
Cookie.
Well, dang straight. Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime.
Which would you rather have, a plate of spaghetti or a dessert of pie?
A dessert of pie.
Okay. Which would you rather have, potatoes or potatoes with ketchup?
Potatoes with ketchup.
All right. Very good. And what do you not put ketchup on?
Oh.
You got to think about that, because you put it on everything, well, except your cookies. You don't put it on your
No,
cookies.
don't
Yeah.
mess with my cookies.
Yeah. So the reason for that, while my mama's brain is telling her belly that she's not hungry, it is also causing her to very much crave sugar. There is a theory that the insulin level in the body is affected in the brain, and that affects cognition of the brain, and so therefore the brain causes you to crave sugar. I don't understand all that, but I can tell you this woman right here craves sugar way more than she ever did before her days of dementia. And Mama will eat desserts before she'll eat anything. And it was said to me recently, we need to make sure your mother is not offered dessert before she eats her meal. And I'm like, no, we are not doing that, because if you do that, Mama won't eat anything. And if you give Mama dessert first, she will eat the dessert, and then she might eat part of her meal. You know, Mama, you had a motto a long time ago. Anytime we would go to a buffet, which P.S. we don't do anymore, but you would always eat dessert first, and then she would eat her meal. What was your reasoning for eating dessert first? Do you recall? Don't remember? Can I help you with it?
Mm-hmm.
You used to tell me, I've got to eat dessert first because I might die.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're going to die, you don't want to die with broccoli on your belly.
Didn't want it to be on an empty stomach.
You want to die with chocolate chips on your
Yeah.
belly. Amen. I'm all over
Yeah.
it. So that is one of the issues Mom is dealing with. And when the food is placed in front of Mom, and she's got a plate with several things on it, and a cup of milk, and a dessert, and a soup, it's very overwhelming. Do you think that's true? All that food right in there in front of you is a little bit
Sometimes
overwhelming?
it is, and other times it isn't.
Well, that's true. It just depends on how your brain's functioning at that time.
Yeah.
But if they just put one thing in front of you, does that work better, do you think? Just having like one food item in front of you?
Well, I'd be shocked.
Well, we've been trying that, and that's worked with you. And another thing that we're doing with my Mama, rather than her eating in the dining room where there's commotion and people and other people at the table and food being served and people walking in and out, it's just a lot going on, is my sisters and I, or my husband and my Mama, we go down to your apartment and we have a nice quiet meal together there in your apartment. And do you know what you eat then? Everything. Eat like a little oinker head. Uh-huh. And it's working. It's a calmer.
I haven't been on the Keys to find out.
You haven't been on the Keys?
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? You got me confused.
I haven't been weighed.
Oh, you haven't been weighed to find out. Yeah. Well, you haven't gained any weight, let me tell you.
Oh,
One of the
that's good.
things that we're very thankful for Mama right now is her brain is still allowing her to sense thirst. And that's very important. You can go days and days without eating, but you cannot go days and days without drinking. And so far, Mama still gets thirsty, right?
Yeah.
And so we keep cups sitting beside your chair and beside the bed, filled with all kinds of wonderful things for her to drink.
Right.
Right on? And
You know, excuse me for interrupting.
oh, please, this is your day.
But
Go
by
ahead.
the time you get through, he will be worn out.
You think the cameraman's going to be worn out?
Yeah.
You think I've talked too much?
Well, you got it from me.
We'll blame you for it, right?
Yeah.
You're a nut, Mama. Make sure you do keep plenty of liquids available for your folks so you can chug a lug of Lipton, right?
That's right.
That's right. Anything else you want to tell them before we go away?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that quick.
Don't think that quick.
No.
We just try not to think at all. It's just too
I
much
do.
work.
Just
isn't
take
it?
another nap.
Tell them who you love. Huh? Tell them who you love.
I love the Lord,
Thank you.
and I love my daughters.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good order to love them in, isn't it?
Mhm.
I love you too, Mama. Remember this, knowledge brings power. Power brings hope. Hope brings smiles. And we all need more smiles. Is that right?
Amen.
Amen. All right, it's time to make you giggle a little bit. Shall we do? You're already giggling. What are you giggling about, crazy woman?
Because you always make me giggle.
Well, this is true. That's my job. I spend more time telling you junk than I do telling you important stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, here.
I don't know. We get along pretty good.
Yes, we do. We'll keep each other. Amen.
Amen.
All right, here's your funny straight from the book. You ready?
Okay.
All right, your job is to giggle at the end.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. A family moves into their new house. Grandma comes for a visit, and she asks the youngest child, who is 5 years old, how he likes the new place. It's terrific, he says. I have my own room, my brother has his own room, and my sister has her own room. But poor Mom, she still has to sleep with Daddy. What do you think about that? That's kind of cute, isn't
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
it?
but poor Dad.
Poor Dad, poor Dad. He could have it worse. We could make him sleep in the doghouse. Blessings and smiles. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. When you subscribe, you'll be able to stay up to date on our latest videos, and all of the videos are free. Check out my book, Let's Talk Dementia. It is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Blessings and smiles.